Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. So, I want to start off with the lucky part. So, he's at Turner Wise, and he's like, where the hell is my sister at? And they're talking about all these protocols and everything like that. And they find out that Cyrus was the last person that saw him. To visit Lulu. So at this point, he's like, why is he has access, a known criminal have access to my sister and stuff? Yeah, I understand that they're family, but he ain't happy about that. He also wants to sit there and see security. He also wants to sit there and call the cops. He's like, the hell is going on? I come here, my sister's not here, she's gone, and everyone's just like, I don't know. So they go and they confront Cyrus. And I gotta say that I actually enjoyed this scene. Because first of all, he's like, I don't want you sitting there seeing my sister. My sister is not your family. I don't care what any sort of bloodline says. She ain't your family, and I don't want you sitting there seeing my sister as far as I'm concerned. And I appreciated that because again, no, I sound, I know I sound repetitive, but yeah, there's something kind of out of pocket about the man who put his sister in a coma is just kind of hanging around. Like, yeah, that's definitely out of pocket. So I totally agree with that. He's like, she's not your family. And that's when Cyrus is like, you have been gone for a decade. Okay? You come back here, you grace us with your presence, and you want to sit there and start talking about family this and family that and who's family, who's not. How about you sit there and spend more than a month with your son? And then we could sit there and revisit this conversation. I was like, I was like, Broski got a point. I don't hear listening to be like, hey, now you got a point. Like, there was nothing that he could sit there and say. So his rebuttal was like, regardless, I was like, no. I think you should probably at some point go back to that because, Liz, she's still pissed off at you. Let's just be honest. So Cyrus was not wrong about that. So this whole trial thing, right? It pretty much concludes today. I don't know why Natalia decided to lie, since they're saying that she was at fault for the whole accident, and he knew that she was lying. But it was at this point he was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna, you know. She was like, oh, I got a text from my daughter. We've been on bad terms and stuff like that. I glanced at it, and I'm the one that caused the accident. Okay, so we're lying. Yeah, another woman that's lying for Sonny. Brings up Christina. Well, I mean, after finish badgering Christina and being like, hey, listen, you're at fault for this. Now, as I said yesterday, I'm not a fan of Christina, right? It was hard to sit there and watch him rip her apart. But the truth of the matter is, he was right. This was her fault, okay? This was. As the Diane Jenkins in the chat has said once before, she would have sat her pregnant ass down. We wouldn't be going through this whole trial in the first place. So it is what it is. They bring back up. I feel like they brought somebody back up. No, they didn't. But they brought Ava up. And, Ava pretty much just kind of recounted her story. So it's just saying that they were arguing, they were fighting, and she pulled on her shirt, and Christina pulled back and tripped over the bag, right? And see, that's the thing, right? Because I know maybe it's just how she remembers. I have no idea. But she keeps on saying that she pushed her, right? And there's a difference between a push and a pull. The way she tries to make it seem is like she just wanted to get rid of her. She just wanted her gone. That was about it. And when you really think about this, does not make a lot of sense because you're saying like she did it intentionally, but she needs you to sit there and testify in court. So when you really think about it, why would she sit there and try to throw you out a window just because, you're disagreeing with her? She would much rather have you alive to sit there and testify and to get custody of her daughter. You being dead doesn't do anything for her. So not only is she lying, but it doesn't even serve Ava to do something like that. And for her to remember everything else except for the difference between a push and a pull is ridiculous. Give their closing arguments, and granted, it can go either way. Now, see, and this is the problem. Well, this is a problem for Ava because yeah, as the viewers, we know that she didn't push her, right? And then the jury can either believe that she pushed her or she pulled her and it was an accident. But here's the thing, though. Negligence and involuntary manslaughter is a real thing. Okay, I can trip, knock somebody. Okay. One of the start was I can sit there and trip on my shoes and bump into somebody and they go into the rails and they get, done. I can still go to jail, regardless if it was an accident. Involuntary manslaughter, that exists, you know? And that's the thing with Ava. Yeah, you didn't intentionally did it. There was no malice behind it. You didn't sit there and try to do it. But you have to sit there and think, why did you put your hands on her in the first place? Just like Christina should have never came there. Ava should have never put her hands on her. That's where Ava messed up. If we're gonna sit there and just be real honest, that's where she messed up. And optics wise, come on, you know damn well that she's pregnant, right? I mean, granted, even if she wasn't pregnant and you did that, okay, fine. Y'all get into a heat argument, y'all start putting hands on each other, fine. But you know that she's pregnant. So, like, why would you even bother to put your hands on her? Be like, whoa, where do you think you're going? She's walking around. Why are you touching her? So, I guess we'll sit there and see next week. Because it sure is not coming on tomorrow, and it's sure not coming on Friday. Um, I think most of the soaps are done, except for Days. I think most of the shows are done, except for Days. Now, Lulu walks in the house, sees James, and James is like, I don't know you. Yeah, this is my place. And then he says, stranger danger. While Sasha's sitting there freaking out in the bathroom with Maxie, they come out there, and Maxie's like, there's no one here. They come out with bats and everything like that. And James is like, I'm telling the truth. He goes outside, he sees the key is missing. Spinelli comes in. Spinelli had cameras installed. Now she's like, oh, okay, yeah, I definitely owe you an apology. Do you know what she would look like? She has blonde hair. James is running around, and Max is like, yo, listen, this lady, why don't you sit down and read a book? Picks out the photos and stuff like that. And points and tells her, hey, listen, this is the person who I saw, who is Lulu. And at some point, Lucky gets the video sent, and it shows Lulu up and around, up and about. Now she goes to sit there and see, well, Gio's outside playing his music, and they bump into each other, or she runs into him, and she realizes that Lois is back. Gio's kind of an unknown, and she leaves. She goes to the house. She turns around and she sees Rocco. Brooklyn and Chase are trying to make a baby. The end. And Lois and Olivia sit there and talk about grandchildren. The end. Um, I think that's about it. So, besides Geo, well, besides Brooklyn and Olivia and Chase and Brooklyn, this was a good episode. I mean, if you're a Chase and Brooklyn fan, then you'll like it, and I guess if you're an Olivia and Lois fan, you'll like it too. But I guess I would sit there and say about Lois and Olivia is that I feel like they both kind of overstayed their welcome, if we're going to be honest. But I know somebody's going to sit there and their supporting characters are needed, and I get it. But it's like I could have did without them, and it I would have enjoyed the episode just the same. Anyway, if I missed anything, you know what to do. Write it in the comment section or come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll talk about all the shows: General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Bold and Beautiful, and Young and Restless. I'll see you in the next video or hopefully tonight's live stream.